Hey everybody, this is the update for Sunday, April 5th. Looking ahead at the coming week and beyond, just with some quick updates. There's a much more detailed version of this information that I'm sending out by email, and also I'll post a copy of the document here in Google Classroom below this video. But I just wanted to update you on where we are and kind of where we're going for the foreseeable future. Obviously, we know now that the school closing has been extended to May 4th at least, and we'll see what happens after that. And you should have gotten an email from Dr. Lang and the schools about the plan in general, but I wanted to get specific about what I'll be doing, what you can expect, and then in return what I'm going to expect from you. So first of all, starting tomorrow, which is Monday, May 6th, depending on when you're watching this, I will be holding regular online sessions for each class through Google Meet. We all have access to that through the emails that are provided through the school. So your CPS Lions email gives you access to that. I will send out invitations as well as posting the invitations on Google Classroom with links that you can click on. The schedule I'm going to briefly pop up here in this video, and then it's also again in the document that I'm sending out by email and in the document here of Google Classroom. So, and I'll update that each week. The plan is to loosely follow the rotation from the planner. So if you wouldn't normally have had class on a particular day, there won't be an online session scheduled. If you did, it's not going to follow the same times that our normal school day did. But each class that would have met, say tomorrow, Monday, will have an online time with me. So, and it might be 10 to 10:30 for the first block, 10:30 to 11 for the second block, and then maybe 1 to 1:30 and 1:30 to 2. So 3 to 4 meetings a day. I will also have, in particular on days when I only have, say, 3 classes instead of 4, there'll be one slot that's open, and that'll be like office hours. So anybody can come and join in, whether you have a class that day or not. And if we need extra sessions, for people who need extra help or small groups or something that might want to get together for extra help, we can work that out and we'll find a time to do that online through Google Meet. Or if we end up finding something that works a different way, like group emails and things like that, that's fine too. Those sessions are scheduled, they're for each class, but I won't be presenting new material during that time. Okay, I'll be reviewing, I'll be offering help, going over stuff, answering questions, checking in with you. So if you can't make it to a session, don't sweat it. It would be great to let me know. I believe there's a feature that records the meeting, so I'll post each meeting afterwards. So if you want to watch or review, that's fine. But all the work that I'm going to be posting, which I'll get to more in a minute, is designed for you to complete on your own. Now that doesn't mean I want you to feel like you're alone. That's part of the reason I'm going to have these sessions and have the open office hours. You can always ask questions by email and things like that too, or post them in Google Classroom. People have been doing that already, or through Remind. So I'm here to help, but I can't, I don't want to put the pressure on everybody of being at a certain place in a certain time or you miss it, right? Obviously that's different in school, but this is a different time. So I'm going to be posting videos and Google Forms and Edpuzzles and stuff like we've been doing for the past week. I will continue to do that and may try out new avenues as well. There was an sort of experimental one last week, and there's a new one that I want to try probably not this coming week but the following week, just to get some different types of learning and different types of activities going. But there will be designed to be self-contained and for you to complete on your own with little to no help from me. And obviously if you need help, you ask, and that's great, and I'll be there, or you can bring it to a class session. But the plan is that I will post 4 days worth of material each week, which is what we would typically have as a class. So it will be designed to be a little bit shorter than a regular class, but it will sort of line up with the number of times I would normally see you. I may post, depending on my schedule and things like that, and my kids' schedule and everything, I may post multiple assignments on one day. Like if I have a really Productive Monday, maybe I'll post 2 or 3 assignments on a Monday and then one more, but there will never be more than 4, and they will all be due the following Monday, right? So starting on Monday, 4 assignments for the week. The expectation is that week's work will all be completed by the following Monday, so you have the weekend, you'll have time during the week to check in and ask questions. And then I will continue to post sort of enrichment or optional activities on Fridays. Like last week was just more of an update than really an activity. But I have some things that I kind of have always wanted to try, and I will, and some other ideas that are coming up of maybe things that you can do on your own, research, and just not. Trust me, it'll be optional anyway, and it will be clearly marked as optional. So I don't want you to worry about any of that, the Friday stuff. This week technically is Good Friday, so there wouldn't be any school anyway, but I'll post something, and you can watch it whenever. The rest of the material will be sequenced as it would be if we were taking class. So, Monday's work will follow with Tuesday, and Wednesday will build on Tuesday's work, and so on. So that part of it will be relatively as close to the normal flow of things as we can get right now. What else? All of the assignments that I give you that I expect you to return will be graded on a credit, no credit basis. I'm guessing that's the term that we're going to use. So it will go into X2 as either credit or no credit, and that's it. There's no 5 out of 5, 3 out of 5 or anything. It's either done or it's not. And that will ultimately contribute toward a term 4 grade, which I believe will also be graded as credit, no credit. As for term 3, a number of you have asked me about term 3 stuff. They have announced that term 3 grades are going to be based only on material that was assigned up until the last day before we left, which was March 13th. And those grades I need to post at the end of this week. I think it's actually Thursday. So if some of you have already sent me stuff, I was up to date as of the day we left. I posted the quizzes, the ones that I have, and if you didn't get to take the quiz, we'll figure something out this week. Some of you have sent me makeup work in the last couple of weeks, and I will catch up on that tomorrow, which will be Monday, so you'll know exactly where you stand and what's left. And then the grades for term 3 are going to be closed based on just the stuff we had up until we got out of school on March 13th. And so just to wrap up, this has gone on already longer than I really expected it to. But again, you can read the document posted below or that I'm sending out by email, which has all this information and more, if you didn't catch any of this or you didn't have time to watch the whole thing. The last thing that I want to say, though, in this video and in the emails is that having done many online courses myself, I've gotten, a master's degree, I'm almost done with a doctorate degree, and lots of other courses that I've done online. First of all, I know it can be challenging to keep up and to keep motivated. So the best advice I can give you as someone who's done this a lot is set the goals for yourself of doing a certain amount each day, or setting aside, look, Wednesday I'm going to do my chemistry stuff, or Thursday, whatever it's going to be, and break down your different subjects at different times, however you want to do it, whatever works for you, but keep the momentum going, because once you start to, just like in school, if you miss a bunch of stuff, it's really easy to feel overwhelmed and kind of lose all track of it. So keep going. Communication is the most important thing, right? Obviously doing the work is important, but communicating, and I'm going to do my best to keep communicating a lot through these videos, through the emails. So there's really 4 main ways that I will communicate with you. One is by email, through X2, sending out sort of these blast emails, once, twice a week, or as often as we need to. Also, I'll be sending out invitations to the online class sessions that way. Google Classroom is obviously central. Everything will be posted in there. You can send me feedback that way. I will send you feedback through Google Classroom with comments and grades and things like that. Again, keep in mind that any grades that go in or look like they're in Google Classroom, there's no numerical grades right now. It's just either you do it or you don't, or you get credit or you don't. So there might be criteria about what counts for credit. And so email, Google Classroom, Remind. If you haven't signed up for Remind, please do. The link is in Google Classroom for each class. Each class has its own little group on Remind. It works just like sending text. I've gotten several Remind messages back and forth. You get it right on your phone, just like you would a text or anything like that. So it's nice and simple. You can send pictures, you can send comments and things like that. But I'll broadcast things that way. I'll send it out every which way to try to get a hold of everybody. And then finally is the Google Meet sessions. Right? So there'll be sessions that are specific to each class on a given day. There will also be a couple times a week at least. There'll be open hours that I'll be online if anybody needs help. So you don't have to be in B block or C block or whatever. Just those hours, which will be on the schedule, which is in the document in the email, which I put up here earlier. Those times are they're like Pride block, but you don't have to make an appointment. Just show up. I'll be online at specific times with the meet open. So this coming week, starting tomorrow, April 6th, keep saying the wrong months, we'll be finishing up balancing equations, which was the last topic of the past week, which again is a lot of this is a little bit of review and a little bit layered on top of it. So I'll cover in more detail balancing equations. You had a video about it last week. And then we will move on for the rest of the week. We'll be talking about how to identify different types of chemical reactions. So is it a combustion reaction? Is it what's called a replacement reaction and things like that? So that's this week. That's all. It's basically 2 topics. But we're gonna, because of the mode that we're doing things in and the situation that we're in, things are going to be spread out a little bit more than they normally would, so that we will, by definition, probably not get to some of the stuff that we would normally get to by the end of the year. But whether we're doing the rest of the year like this or whether we end up back in the classroom at some point, we get to where we get to and we do what we can. So until then, stay home, stay safe, take care of yourselves, take care of your family. Let me know if I can do anything to help, and keep in touch. See you soon.